Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Admiral Searing or General Mann, how important is it that we keep moving forward on an East Coast site to stem the threat of an Iranian attack?
I'll go ahead and start because Admiral Searing's been getting a lot of loving here up front here. So
that's true. We love him.
Obviously, by having an East Coast site, it does provide dispersal of our systems. Rather than just being at Greeley or at Vandenberg Air Force Base, having a third site will basically disperse the arsenal, number one. Number two, because of the location of the east site, it gives us more battle space or more decision-making time for threats emanating out of the Middle East. So from that standpoint, that is also additive. Third, it's more, pardon the vernacular, more arrows in the quiver. We have more capability, not necessarily, excuse me, more capacity, not more technological capability. And so as a result, we have more of an ability to address a raid size threat that might be posed against the U.S.
With that in mind, from the operational perspective that you just gave us, should we be doing more from a planning and budget perspective? I mean, the administration is going along with what Congress has directed it to do, but no further. Should we and could we be doing more?
We could always do more. I think if you're looking for my recommendations, Congressman, I would say that dealing pragmatically with the budget the way it is, I think that the best investment for the taxpayer is to increase our sensor capability and discrimination. That right there, and increasing the reliability of the EKVs. That's where, if you were asking for my recommendation, that's where I would put the next dollar.
Admiral, do you or Ms. Bunn, do you have anything to add to that?
The warfighting advantage was well explained by General Mann. We obviously agree with that entirely. In terms of are we doing enough, the work that we started with the down select of the 4 sites and all of the EIS work that's going to go on over the next 2 years is setting the stage for a decision if the department were to make that decision. And that's got to play out. We're aggressively we're on an aggressive EIS timeline if you compare it to history, and there's a lot of work that has to go on in terms of site surveys, all of the town halls, everything that will go on in parallel. I think you'll see the combatant commanders debate this requirement and debate the need, and I think General Jacoby and Admiral Haney will be in a good position to address that next year. I think that as General Jacoby testified, we're setting ourselves up in time for a decision. Okay. And you've heard me talk about the need to think near term, midterm, and far term, and I've always characterized the midterm as the 2020 timeframe.
Okay, Ms. Bunn?
I think it's been well addressed, and I would agree with
Then let me ask you a question. Are we doing enough against potential Chinese threats, including cruise missiles or submarine-borne ballistic missiles?
As far as defense of the homeland, our homeland defense is geared toward states such as North Korea and Iran. With regard to regional missile defense, China does have a number of short and medium-range ballistic missiles, and that's part of why we're going forward in the Asia-Pacific.
Well, and I didn't mean hundreds of missiles. I meant a rogue missile or an unauthorized or accidental launch is what I was referring to.
Yes, sir. We haven't designed against missiles from Russia or China, but if there were an accidental or unauthorized launch, we would do what we could to defend against it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.